If you love classic timeless style, like we love classic timeless style, but you're really looking for a way to keep it fresh, to keep it interesting, and to not look boring, then this is the video for you. We've got great tips to share with you on how you're going to achieve that classic, elegant, chic look without looking like you're outdated and boring. So stay tuned. As always, we'll have everything linked down below, as well as pinned to the first comment to make shopping easy. And if you're new here, I'm Kelly. This is my best friend, Christina, and make sure you hit that subscribe button because we have lots of great content coming your way.
Now, when executing outfits that are classic and timeless, one of the most important things that you want to make sure that you have is a foundation of basics. So these are the pieces that are very traditional in style and in shape. Those can be things like a classic white button-up shirt, a blazer, a great fitting pair of jeans, maybe a satin shirt. You're going to want to make sure that these pieces don't have a lot of trend in them. So we've seen something like blazers. They've gone through different styles over the years where it can be something that's very trendy, like an oversized boyfriend blazer or a very short cropped blazer. So when you're having these like capsule kind of pieces, these things that you're going to be mixing and matching, you're going to want to make sure that you have just more of those like very traditional kind of styles. And that would be true with a blazer or even with a great pair of fitting jeans. Maybe not something that's super wide leg, very relaxed kind of jean. Instead, you would want to go with something a little bit more slim fitting, like a straight leg jean. So if you have any more questions about what would be good pieces to put into your foundation of basics, be sure to check out our classic must-haves. It's a great video. It's going to give you the rundown of everything you're going to need to start off with.
So another way you can keep your classic timeless look very interesting and not boring is by adding a third layer. So a third layer is a great trick in fashion. It really helps to add visual interest to a look. So if you happen to be scrolling through Pinterest and you pick out some of those outfits that you really like, pay close attention because I bet you a lot of them have a third layer. And so when we talk about a third layer, we're typically talking about things like a blazer, maybe a cardigan layered over something, or a lightweight jacket. Obviously, depending on the seasons, that might be something that is, cotton or linen versus something that's a little bit heavier. So it really does depend on, the heat and where you live, but adding that third layer is really going to create some visual interest to your look. So if you think about it as if you were to put on a white t-shirt and a pair of jeans, pretty basic, pretty simple, definitely a little bit boring. Now add something like a blazer to that, maybe in a pattern like plaid or tweed, and all of a sudden you've got a lot of visual interest and something that really is transformed into not just pieces of clothing, but an actual outfit, a really chic look. So this trick is really going to help you to create a lot of interest to your classic and timeless pieces.
Now, if you are someone who loves classic styles, it can be very easy to get stuck in a rut where you're just wearing solid colors. So this could be a lot of like neutral colors or classic color combinations. But the way to stay away from having your outfits look a little bit stale and boring is to make sure that you incorporate prints. Now there's lots of prints that are out there and you don't want to really lean too much into those trendier prints. I know like right now with cow print is very hot and popular, but you want to stick with those classic prints. So one of my absolute favorite classic prints is the navy and white stripes. I absolutely love it. It also leans into that aesthetic fisherman's trend that's going on right now. That nautical navy and white striping is just so pretty. It is classic. It is timeless. Another great print are polka dots. Polka dots are so cute. I personally really love staying with the smaller polka dots. I think that that gives a very like elevated feel, a very throwback kind of touch that makes your outfit look interesting. Another great print are plaids. Oh, plaids are a great print to add to your outfit. And finally, I would say that I think that those tipped detailings are another thing that I don't know if it's necessarily prints, but I'm going to put it into that category. So it's all of that like detailing that you'll often see on lady jackets that have that almost like Chanel-esque vibe. You often will see it in like a black and white color. My sweater today also has some of that tip detailing that's along the neckline and along the cuff. It's just so pretty, very classic and timeless.
One of my favorite ways to really add interest to any outfit is through accessories. So if you think about things like your handbag, your shoes, your jewelry, even something like a belt or adding a scarf detail to your bag, those are all things that are really going to help to freshen up and modernize your classic look. So this is probably one of my favorite ways to really create an outfit, because I feel like when I look in my closet, so many of the pieces that I'm reaching for time and time again are things like classic, cashmere sweaters, maybe a button-up blouse in a solid color or a silk blouse in a solid color with some style of jeans. So that's pretty classic. Those are pretty basic pieces. But what can often make the outfit is the bag that you choose. What style are you choosing? What shape are you choosing? What color are you choosing? And then how are you accessorizing it with your shoes? Maybe you're looking for something that's a little bit more on trend with a shoe, like a pointed toe or a square toe, or even in jewelry. You may have a very classic, silk button-down shirt, but if you want to make it more modern and fun and on trend, add something like a statement necklace, depending on what is really hot at the time. Sometimes that might be something like a very chunky necklace, or maybe you lean in towards pearls. Pearls are very on trend, yet still very classic. So these accessories really can transform a look that would otherwise be considered boring into something that really is eye-catching.
Now, another great way to really add some interest and dimension to a classic outfit is to bring in some textures. So you've got some great feminine textures like silk and satin and lace that also can be brought into an outfit. And then even some, I would say, like more masculine textures. So those could be things like tweed or corduroy. I think that they just have like a thicker fabric and material to them that are easily able to give that classic feel, but also have a little bit more of that masculine touch to them. One of my favorite textures is cashmere. I just love that fabric. It's so luxurious. It feels great on the skin. I think one of my favorite combinations of playing with textures is when you take a soft cashmere sweater and you pair it with a silky like satin skirt. This is one that we have seen through the years. It's a timeless combination. It always looks beautiful. It always looks classy. So don't forget your textures, because it's definitely a way to make sure that your outfits don't look boring.
So this next tip is one that we have been sharing on our channel since we first started, and that is monochromatic dressing. So we love a great monochromatic look, and it definitely does not have to be boring. Monochromatic means dressing in one shade from head to toe. However, in that shade, you can have different variations, and you can also use those textures to make it really interesting. So if you think about a head to toe black outfit, you want to think about incorporating maybe different shades of black, different textures of black, maybe something like a cashmere sweater with a black corduroy pant, or a silk blouse with a pair of black jeans. That is really a beautiful and interesting look. You can also add something like a leather belt and a leather boot to it. There's so many ways to do this. We love to do this with our looks. We also, in the spring and summer, tend to do more of these head to toe white looks by using maybe a cotton or linen top and a white jean or a white skirt. Just so many ways that you can do it. So here's where you're really going to take into account color as well as texture, and creating that monochromatic look is not only going to make for a beautiful, interesting, classic outfit, but it's also very flattering on the body. It can be very elongating and slimming on the body. So it's definitely one that we really appreciate and will not be boring.
Now, a great way to add some interest and to play with your classic outfits is to make sure that you are finding the right tuck. So there's lots of different ways to be able to tuck in your tops, and kind of figuring out which one works best for you is something you're really going to want to experiment with. So if you are maybe wearing a chunky sweater, it has a lot of fabric, a cute little side tuck might be what you think makes that chunky sweater really add some kind of shape and dimension versus leaving it completely untucked. Something like a very very fitted top with a looser, relaxed pair of jeans might look best if it has a complete full tuck. That way you're also adding some shape in the outfit because now you're taking that fitted top and really showing off your curves. Another great way is to maybe, if you have a simple t-shirt, and instead of leaving it untucked, giving it a little front tuck just to kind of show a little bit of your waistline, maybe in your pant or in your denim. So tucking a shirt, whether it's in the side, a full tuck, a little front tuck, a little twist tuck, those are all different details, different touches that you can add to an outfit to really elevate it and give it that unique look.
Another element that can really add interest to an outfit that we don't always think about is the neckline of your tops. So there's so many choices out there right now, and really anything is on trend. It's really more about what is flattering on you and what your preference is. So for example, the top that I'm wearing today has buttons. This is like a button front cardigan. By leaving it slightly open here, I'm creating an elongated V neckline, which is definitely one of my preferred necklines for my body type. I have wider shoulders. I'm more of that like inverted triangle shape. So when this part of me is a little bit wider, I always feel like having that deeper V neckline really creates some lengthening here and slims me a little bit more in the shoulder area. However, if you are someone who really has like small, delicate upper body, and maybe you have more of a pear shape, maybe you carry more of your curves on your lower half, then you might like something like a high crew neck. Maybe that is a little bit more flattering, can help to kind of turn you more into that hourglass shape and help this look a little bit wider. There's so many great choices. You also have things like a scoop neck, which I think works on most body types. Off the shoulder, we also really enjoy if you want to show off a little bit of your shoulder area. That can be really feminine and pretty. You can do a one shoulder. There are just so many possibilities with necklines, and it really comes down to personal preference. Now, because we do fashion, we're sharing so many looks with you. Both Christina and I actually kind of dabble in all of these different necklines, but we definitely have certain ones that we prefer. And in certain tops, we're open to different kinds of necklines. So it really is all about trial and error, but definitely consider the neckline when you're creating these beautiful classic looks.
When executing a classic outfit, you want to also make sure that you have the proper undergarments. This is so important, ladies, making sure that you are wearing the right fitting size bra, also making sure that you have, seamless panties. There's nothing worse than having a beautiful like silky blouse and you can see the bra strap, or you can see the indentation of the bra on, the back of the shirt, digging into your skin, or you have a beautiful pencil skirt on, yet you can see the outline of the underwear. So making sure that you have like a convertible bra so that every single top and dress that you have, all of those straps are being hidden, making sure that you have a comfortable strapless bra for those beautiful dresses that you're going to be wearing, or maybe an off-the-shoulder top. And then also those seamless panties are super important. We're going to make sure to link down our favorites down below for you ladies in case you're looking for anything.
Okay, so this last tip is kind of a 2-for-1, and that is mixing your pieces to make your outfits interesting. So what do we mean by that? The first one is mixing in those more casual pieces, those everyday style pieces, with things that are maybe a little bit more business or even a little bit more like feminine, and adding those two together. So something like a distressed jean with sneakers mixed with something like a beautiful blazer is really unexpected and interesting. It's a fun way to do a classic style. So think about maybe some feminine vibes with something that's a little bit edgier, like a beautiful satin blouse that maybe has some lace detailing or something, and maybe you're wearing it with a loafer style shoe. This is a fun way to make your outfits really interesting. Now, the other mixing that we talk about and that we do probably every day when we get dressed is adding in those investment pieces that you've maybe spent a little bit more on with those very affordable and on-trend pieces that we picked up from a retailer like Walmart or Amazon. Mixing high and low, that is what we're all about here. We love to do that because really having great style is not about having a head-to-toe designer look. It's about being able to mix and match the unexpected to make your outfit really interesting and to not be boring. Okay, so we hope you learned something from this video. You got some great ideas, and if you're looking for some more content to watch, we just released our January January favorites where we're sharing some of our top items in fashion and beauty. So make sure you check that one out next, and we look forward to seeing you next time.